Hi, my magical creatures, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is I'm going to talk about a very personal thing. It's kind of like a big chunk of my teenage years, and I cannot believe I've never talked about this on my channel. So I'm going to talk about this. Is the time where I was transitioning while being in the church, and yeah, like it was just crazy. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe to to help you grow out. So let's get started. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna just tell y'all okay, so I'm gonna just tell y'all like my experience, like leaving the church, transitioning and stuff like that, and yeah, and if you guys like this video, I will give you more story time about the youth pastor that had a big crush on me and, stuff like that. So, I'll probably have to do like a separate video on that. But okay, so basically, so when I was in middle school and high school, I remember going to church a lot. I remember I would go to church on Sundays, and then I would go to youth group on Wednesdays. But on Sundays, I would go to two churches. Yes, I had to go to two services on Sundays when I lived at home. And on Wednesdays, I had to go to youth group. So like that. So basically, I went to and yeah, so all throughout middle school, that would happen. And then high school, I didn't stop going to church until like 11th grade. So I wouldn't go anymore because I think 11th grade, that's when I got my license and I started working. So, or no, I think it was my senior year. It was my senior year. So basically, I would go, and y'all, I don't know, like this is kind of a little touchy for me because I spent a big chunk of my teenage years going to, to youth group and going to the church and stuff. So I basically, I remember, so the youth pastor or whatever, the previous youth pastor, they ended up leaving because there was like drama, I guess, in the church and stuff. Yes, y'all, there'd be drama too in the church. So they ended up like leaving, cutting ties, and they ended up going to another church. So they stopped doing youth group. So I remember the kids there too. Like I would go there, like we would all hang out and stuff. But at church, but then when we would go, like when we were in school together, we just act like we didn't know each other. Well, I try to be cool and friendly, so talk, but at school they would just totally act a different way, and they would just act like I didn't even exist. And I'm like, this is weird. So after that, the previous youth leaders, when they left, we got this new one he was from SoCal. I can't call him by his name, but I'm gonna call him Rhino. We're gonna call him Rhino. So Rhino came and he lit up the whole church. He lit up like everything. Rhino had like a little crush on me, even though he wasn't out or anything, but he had a big crush on me. And the church that I went to was like a Christian church. So he would like invite me out. He wanted to get to know me and stuff. So like he would take me to like Chipotle and stuff. Chipotle is like a burrito place. Like you can get tacos and burritos there. It's like Subway but for burritos. And so he would pick me up from school and we would go there and it would just be me and him. And everybody loved Rhino. Like everybody wanted like one-on-one time with him because he was such a really fun. His energy was very healing, very fun, and it was something that we really needed because when the previous youth leaders left, the church just it was just really dull. So Rhino came at the perfect time. So Rhino would come and take me to Chipotle, whatever, and then he would also too. What happened? Like he would take me out, and like my family member was okay with it. And then one time, like he brought me back home super late, like super late. And y'all, and I had a big crush on Rhino. So like, yeah, and this was back when I was still like a guy. So yeah, it was really bad because I was like what 15, 16, and then he was I think like 22 at the time. Yeah, it was crazy. So, but I'm gonna have to I'm gonna cut this into like maybe like two parts, but I'm gonna just tell you like my experience transitioning in the church. So at the time, Rhino would just say stuff about like gay people. What kind of rubbed me the wrong way about Rhino was like when we would be in the church and stuff, Rhino would just say things like, "Oh, my kids ain't gonna be gay," all that stuff, and I'm like, "What?" And so basically, basically he was like, "Yeah, my kids ain't gonna be gay," whoopie whoop, stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, Rhino would also say like, and the thing is, Rhino would dress like he would have his friends come. Like he knows a lot of big like musicians and stuff, and like they would come and like all his friends from SoCal would come, and they looked like they were some gay, like they looked all gay, like ripped jeans, tight as hell, like girl jeans. I really thought they was wearing girl jeans, really, and also too they had long hair and wearing tight shirts and all that. I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't have a problem with it, but when you stand here trying to cover up and lie and say you're not gay, when it screams gay, when it's giving gay, just be real. Like, like, I don't know. So, but, we still in the church and stuff and stuff like that. They were very feminine boys. That's what I'm going to say. So, but Rhino was not feminine, but he definitely had some gay tendencies. Okay. And so, anyway, so he brought me home late one time, and so my uncle don't believe in the Christian stuff, and I remember at this time I was kind of going through like my awakening process where I was seeing like ghosts and spirits and stuff in the house, and I remember going to him and telling him about it, and he was like, we were sitting in the car for like a good hour in front of my house, and he talking about some, I promise you serenity, ghosts and spirits ain't real, all this stuff. Like the devil's messing with you and all this stuff. And it was just really crazy time. And he was just like saying all this stuff. And I remember my uncle came out the house and he started looking and he kept flipping the light on and off or whatever to like, I guess say get your ass in the house, basically. And so I was still in the car with him. And so I got back in the house, like after like an hour talking to Rhino in the car. So I get back in the house, and then my uncle was all like, "Did he touch you? Did he molest you? Like, why were you in that car for an hour?" All this stuff. And I was like, "No, he didn't touch me." And then my uncle's all like, "You better tell the truth right now." It was just really crazy, y'all. So basically my grandmother got involved in it, and so it was just crazy. And my grandmother went to the pastor about it, and then like it was just really bad. It was really bad, and so this man did not touch me or anything like that, but I knew he had like tendencies, like he really liked me, but yeah. So anyways, after that happened, he went ahead and it just went downhill from there. Like I remember I started to like come in like I think I was like at the end of 10th grade at the time, and I really was coming in terms of my sexuality and like who I was, and I knew I liked men and I did not like girls at all. And I was getting ready to really fight the church about this because I felt I was really depressed, I was really sad, and I just started like that's when I really just started to like, I was starting to see spirits and ghosts and stuff in the house. And I remember telling them about it, the church, and they prayed, they put oil on my forehead, like in a cross shape, saying like everything's gonna be fine, like you're just, it's the devil messing with you and all that stuff. But really, I really do believe that when we pass on and stuff, I believe that there are spirits and things that wander on the earth and stuff. I'm like, what if? And then they were saying things like animals don't have souls and spirits and stuff. And, I really believe differently. And so after that happened, Rhino stopped messing with me at the church. And then I remember we're all at youth group. We're all at youth group and we're all there. And he's sitting here saying things, talking about himself. Like it wasn't even about God. It was not about Jesus or anything. He started talking about himself, talking about some, oh, my, like he started crying. Like a lot of people started crying in the room. I don't know what the hell was going on, y'all. It was like some drink the purple Kool-Aid type stuff. And he talking about some, my sister, my sister, she started crying because she felt like I didn't love her. It was like the way I'm explaining it to y'all was exactly, y'all probably like, huh, what? It was exactly how I was in the church. And honestly, I just really felt like this isn't it. This isn't for me, none of that. So basically, I went ahead and I basically kind of just cut it. I deuced it after that. And then he started talking about like gays as sin and like that ain't right, all of that stuff. And I feel like you disrespecting me at this point. And, I just kind of felt like I'm not about to be talked to or disrespected like this, stuff like that. And I'm just not about to do this. So basically, I ended up leaving the church. I left the church. I think I was like at the end of 10th grade, heading into junior year. And so I left the church, y'all. And it was really hard because I spent all of my teenage years in the church and stuff like that. So, um, but I had to learn to accept myself and love myself. And, you know, it was just crazy. It was a crazy time. But after that, I don't know. I ended up, I've made new friends my junior year. I ended up meeting new friends, and they were really amazing people. And I ended up going, she was adopted. And it's really funny how God puts people in your lives and stuff. When one door closes, another door opens. And I ended up meeting her, and she was a senior, I was a junior, and me and her, we would hang out, we would talk. She became my best friend, my sister, and she was adopted, and so her foster mom, um, she would host a thing with foster kids. So on the weekdays, my extracurricular, when I would do sports, I also would go hang out with my best friend at the time, and she on Wednesdays, she would go to like this foster youth thing where we would hang out with other foster kids and learn about like how to communicate with people, how to cook, or how to get a job. And it was really cool. And so instead of going to church on youth group on Wednesdays, I would go to these foster youth like things, and it was really, really cool. And then after that, my junior year, I had to do senior year. She did a year at a community college at Ratchet University. And then that's how I ended up going to Ratchet University, y'all. And yeah. So basically, after that, my senior year, she ended up taking me to an LGBT center. And then that's when I learned about transgender. It was this LGBT. So me and my sister, we went to this like this LGBT panel that she invited me to. And then the lady was talking about LGBTQIA plus and explaining each letter in the alphabet. And when she talked about trans, that's when it went off on a light bulb on my head, like a light bulb went off. And that's how I knew I was transgender, and that's how I figured it out. So leaving the church was actually a big benefit for me, and it really helped found myself. And now I'm on this whole new spiritual path, and I'm on this whole new thing that is for me, and I am so happy, and everything like that. And you know what? I wish when I was uh, trying to find myself, I wish this video was out there, because leaving the church, leaving what I used to know behind was really hard, but I really found a new thing for me. I had, a new spiritual path and a new accepting myself and being myself and choosing what made me happy and not what other people wanted for me. So I hope you guys love this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, and just know that it does get better. It really does. I love you guys. Stay magical.